Welcome to the second day, another session. In this case, we will be having a brief recap of what's going on in the community of OpenNebula. I'm Francisco Piccolini, Open Source Community Manager, and in this session, Constantino Vasquez will join me, Tino, for the friends. Tino Vasquez will join us to explain what we can expect also for the community, okay? So, brief recap of the agenda that we will have today. This is a review of what happened since the last time that we saw last year in the last OpenNebula conference. There has been, obviously, like I promised in that session with Alberto Martí, there were some changes to the Champions program. We have the new webinars series approach with monthly webinars and improve or better content for sharing away. We have OpenNebula events and participation at Tech Days and Nexus Forum or FOSDEM, for example. We have some changes in the community forum. Now, if you go to the community forum, you will see that, and I will talk about that. And what's coming next for the OpenNebula, especially the OpenNebula website. So join me in this session, and I will give you a quick overview of what's going on. So first of all, the OpenNebula Champions, as you remember, probably if you saw it from last conference, the situation with the OpenNebula Champions was a little bit like not that the program was in a pause, but we were struggling with dealing in terms of what were the commitments, what were the requirements to join the Champions program, and there were also some people that weren't so active like we pretend that it should be for this program. So we have a quick recap and a full interview with all the volunteers, with all the champions, and we decided to keep it in 10 people right now. There were also some stuff that not necessarily needs to be champion, and we need to clarify a little bit better in terms of community, and we create a welcome pack for the people. So everyone right now receive a welcome pack like you see in the picture. And also, obviously, there was an update on the wiki. So I suggest that you go to our website and check all the information over there. So yeah, these are the list that we have right now of active champions for the OpenNebula program. In terms of the webinars, we decided that we need to give some sort of a frequency or improve the frequency that we have for the webinars. This is an important part of the content for us. It allows us to present and introduce new features, new technologies, new integrations, also how our partners are working with OpenNebula, and in some of the cases show new technologies that we are using from and not necessarily are exclusively for us, but kind of the Ansible automation, or how to monitor with Grafana, self-storage. We have a couple of webinars about our new features and new projects that we have, like OneApps and OneSwap, which is the VM migration tool. We also have a webinar with the people of Alma Linux. So please take a look on those webinars, which is very interesting and nice to see. So if all the webinars are available to watch for free, not only on our YouTube channel, also on the webpage of the webinar, so you can watch it directly on embedded. Okay. And talking about content, participation in events and all that, we have been very active over the last year, and we will continue being active with presence at the biggest events right now that you can find in cloud and edge computing. The biggest one was in FOSDEM in February this year, in 2024, where we have 3 talks in different dev rooms. We will be participating again the Madrid Tech Show, which is the Cloud Expo Madrid, which has chapters in London, in Germany as well. And we were in October last year participating in the Madrid Tech Show. We also had the Nexus Forum event, which will be our main flagship event, aside the OpenNebula Con. The Nexus Forum, it's a European focus event where we connect with several actors of the European Commission and different companies of the projects that we are involved. As well, on the tech days that we are trying to get back to a better frequency. This year, over the last year, this year we have the Madrid Tech Day in March with Deloitte. And during the rest of the year, we will be probably having a new event in Bilbao, a new tech day in Bilbao, and another in Paris. So please stay tuned to our website and the social media networks to discover when that will be. In this case, you can see the list of the future events that we will have in the short term. For saying away, we have participated in StackConf, which was specifically last week, and Open South Code also last weekend. And we will be participating in the Open Source Summit with a talk, and as I said before, in the Madrid Tech Show. So yeah, again, take a look on our social networks, and you will find all the updates and all the news that of the events that we will be engaging and participating with a talk or with a booth, for example. These are a little bit of the pictures of what we have over the last 12 months. We were having an event with Iguane Solutions in Paris. We have been participating in the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. We also participated last year in September in the DevOps roundtable in Vienna. And the picture that it's on the top left, it's for the presentation that we managed to deliver about the IPSAI in Brussels during the FOSDEM, during the closing session of the FOSDEM. So as you see, a lot of activities from our side, a lot of engaging activities. So we are back in track for certain way in terms of engaging and advocacy and evangelism about OpenNebula. And as I say before, the community forum, sorry, the community forum is back in track in terms of activity. We managed to create a structure to be able to answer all the questions from the people from the community. Remember that this is only this is only for the community people, meaning that if you're using OpenNebula and you're trying the mini one or a V1 cloud, or you're trying the community edition, feel free to pop up and jump in the community forum to ask your question, and you will have a solution very quickly. I can promise about that. And what's coming for the 2025 and beyond? Well, not only 25, but 2024, the rest of the year. We are preparing for probably about after spring a new website, opennebula.io and .org, where the community will be hosted. A new structure as well for the community forum. We have some updates on the categories, but we will have a new structure once we land the OpenNebula.org website. New changes for the champions. Also, we will having more people joining the program and more, let's say, benefits for the champions. We will be participating in more events, even though that's there's some this internal discussion about that, but we will be participating in more events. We will continue having the webinar series, but after the summer break, we will be continue having more webinars. So feel free when we send the post webinar survey to propose topics, ideas, features that we can show and we can highlight. More tech days, like I said before, we will be having in Bilbao and in Paris. Training sessions as well, and new contribution paths that I will introduce Tino in a bit to show how you can contribute to the community. And basically, that's it. Join us. Yes. I don't know why. It's because it's not. It's a gift. Okay, but yeah. Check the webinars. Check the conference, which is another event that we have. The events that we are participating in the Champions program. And also, if you're a company and you want to join the community, we have a partner program ongoing that is pretty interesting. And without further ado, I'm gonna introduce Tino to the stage and welcome Tino to this session. So I will let you the presentation to you. The floor is all yours, and you can manage the presentation from now.
Thank you very much, Francisco. And thanks everyone for joining the OpenNebula Conf, and especially thanks to all the OpenNebula users and contributors that allow OpenNebula to grow into a mature solution that it's giving us the chance, or giving OpenNebula the chance to become a reference implementation for the cloud management platform arena in Europe and beyond. We are participating in several innovation projects where we aim to build an ecosystem of infrastructure providers, solution providers that can use OpenNebula as a cornerstone for different solutions for different verticals and different use cases, right? So I want to present just briefly in this session um, two different aspects. One of them is an integration framework that we want to build to foster these contributions and collaborations in OpenNebula in three different aspects, right? Um, appliance content creators, right? So people with software that can run on top of OpenNebula, and it's built into appliances and published in different OpenNebula marketplaces. Okay, um, this is one dimension. The other one is providers of infrastructure that can help you to grow your OpenNebula cloud using different cloud edge provider offerings, and also extensions to the OpenNebula capabilities by integrating with third-party components of the data center. Okay, so this integration framework it will be introduced in this session. And also, I want to introduce a catalog of deployment cases. There will be like categories of use cases with descriptions and guidelines and software to reproduce these solutions in different infrastructures. Okay, so starting with the integration framework, we are building a new way to create appliances for OpenNebula with the One Apps solution that it's published in our GitHub. And we are planning also to create different community marketplaces so people can contribute their OpenNebula ready appliances and make them available to all OpenNebula installations worldwide. Okay, we are also building a framework to contribute extensions to OpenNebula. So think about new storage drivers, new virtualization drivers, everything that is in the southbound of the OpenNebula core. Also, everything that is northbound, like integration of different workflow, for instance, components that can make use of the OpenNebula feature set to create different kind of business processes, and also east and westbound solutions that can be extending the OpenNebula feature set. We are creating also an extension registry for people to contribute this kind of extensions, making sure that they are compatible with future versions of OpenNebula. We're also building another catalog of providers, right? So this would be extensions to the current OpenNebula One Provision tool that lets you create this elastic public cloud concept based on OpenNebula, where you have OpenNebula in your data center and you can grow it with different providers in the ecosystem, right? So we are working on this integration framework to have them ready shortly. And to finish, well, also to introduce this deployment framework, as I said, this will be a catalog of different experiences and categories of use cases, so people can see how different solutions based on OpenNebula have been implemented in different domains, like health, gaming. There will be like 8, 9 different use cases or deployment cases to start with, so people can follow the set of guidelines and also software integrations to achieve the same solution in their particular use case. Okay, so this has been a brief introduction to these different integration frameworks we're building for the community. Okay, thank you very much for listening and enjoy the rest of the conference.